From the beginning of the Silk Road in 130 BCE, multiple ideas and cultures blended together to form what we know today as Asian society. This everlasting route started with the Han Dynasty in Asia and ran through Central Asia, eventually crossing down into the Indian subcontinent before moving overland as far west as Rome and south into Egypt. Along this path, monotheistic religions like Zoroastrianism found its way into Indian and Persian cultures. Although many value the commodities exchanged along the Silk Road as a valuable economic resource, the religions born from cultures in contact along the Silk Route afforded an encounter for people, ushering in a new era in history of religious significance. The Silk Road ushered in a new era of knowledge, consumerism, and cultures that have all been highly significant in Eurasian civilizations for more than 4,000 years. Products like gunpowder, silk, and spices all ventured their way from Central Asia along the routes into Roman cities, improving the markets of consumerism and the economic value of major cities like Venice, Italy, Xi'an, China, Isfahan, Iran, and Madras, India. Now that these ancient cities were connected by the ways of commerce and trade, encountering new products and ideas involved intellectually savvy explorers and caught the attention of mainstream audiences. Royalty along the routes paid high prices for the most exotic silks, pottery, and spices in order to spoil their guests and to keep their lavish lives up to pristine condition. The Persian Royal Road that originated in the Persian capital Susa became a major route along the Silk Road, although one of the shortest extensions on the road. Originally built for Darius I, the road had the sole purpose of exchanging messages and intelligence in rapid time. For centuries, traders passed along these roads and visited the city of Raj, currently known as Ray, where they could choose between 3 roads across the Elburz Mountains to the Caspian Sea. Raj is mentioned in several ancient texts, with the oldest information coming from the Jewish book, Tobit, where it is stated that there were Jews living in Raj. In the summer of 521 BCE, this was the place where the Median rebel king Pherotes was arrested by troops of the new Persian king Darius the Great. And then, in the summer of 330 BCE, the last Persian king, Darius III, fled through Raj, pursued by Alexander the Great. The master of the house, the lord of the borough, the lord of the town, the lord of the province, and Zoroaster, the high priest, all dwelled in Raj. Although Raj and Zoroastrianism existed together through the Achaemenid Empire, Zoroastrianism was created around 1400 BCE by the prophet Zoroaster. He was born in the Bronze Age of Iran with a polytheistic culture, which included animal sacrifice and the ritual use of intoxicants. This religion was very similar to the early form of Hinduism. What is known about his early life is recorded in the Gathas, the core of the Avesta, which also contains hymns written by the prophet himself.
One can't convert to Zoroastrianism. You have to be born into the faith. And so from a very young age, everybody is inculcated with a tremendous sense of responsibility to spread good thoughts, good words, good deeds, to start with yourself, your family, your community, and spread that effort, magnify that throughout the world.
Zoroaster rejected the religion of the Bronze Age Iranians with their many gods and oppressive class culture, in which the Karvis and Karapanos controlled the ordinary people. When Zoroaster was around 30 years old, he had a divine vision of God and his Amesha Spentas during a ritual purification rite. This vision radically transformed his view of the world, and he tried to teach this view to others. Zoroaster believed in one creator God, teaching that only one God was worthy of worship.
At the end of time, when the Savior comes, the forces of good are victorious. You will overcome the victory, and once that's happened, you'll undergo the last judgment, the physical resurrection, and lastly, we will have paradise, i.e. heaven on earth.
Furthermore, some of the deities of the old religion, the Devas, appeared to delight in war and strife. Zoroaster said that these were evil spirits and were workers of Angra Mainyu, the destructive spirit. These concepts and perceptions would later influence the thoughts of Judaism, Christianity, and even Islam. Later on, during the 7th century, Persia fell to the Arabs as a consequence of the Battle of Qadisiyah, close to the Euphrates. After their victory, the Arabs sacked the city of Sestafal. The last Sassanian emperor, Yazdegerd III, was 5 at the time. His name remains, even today, in use of the timeline of the Parsis. For 3 centuries after the Muslim conquest of Persia, Zoroastrianism remains of importance still in the region. But gradually, the majority of Persians convert to the religion of the new ruling caste. Improving the local community and society in general, Zoroastrians tend to give generously to charities. The Parsi community in India is particularly known for its industrious contributions to Indian society. At the age of 7, Zoroastrians are given a shudra and kushti as part of an initiation ceremony. These garments are considered sacred, and they tie the kushti around this shudra 3 times to remind themselves of good words, good thoughts, and good deeds. From then on, Zoroastrians traditionally perform this ritual with prayers several times a day. Zoroaster, in his prophetic revelation, gave fire a new meaning. It is not just the fire of the hearth or of a specific god, but of a universal fire and a metaphysical fire. The Zoroastrian fire now has an ethical and theological meaning. It is the fire of justice and the symbol of the divine attribute. Although the merchandise sold and traded along the Silk Road was of the utmost value, Zoroastrianism paved the way for popular belief systems to emerge among civilized cultures, including the rise of Judaism and Christianity. While Zoroastrianism expanded along the Silk Road, its positive and untrodden culture followed suit, weaving monotheism into the lands the religion encountered, as if it was an exotic product that was exchanged throughout Eurasian history.